Okay. All right, welcome back, folks. Some Thursday evening painting here. And it is official. The Emirites are completely done. I finished the camels off camera on Monday. So they are a total wrap. And we can go full bore and work on these. The Wallachians. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I know we worked on some of these guys off and on, kind of assembling them. And we need to put some of these colors away. So let's go ahead and just do that. And then we'll talk about what we've got already. Okay, little glitch there with the camera. All right. That's probably about it. So we've got these, the light horse and cavalry are here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light horse. And the 3 units for the cavalry, the 3 mounted figures for the cavalry. And then we've got a little cannon. Little Essex cannon there. We epoxied the wheels on there. And then the gun crew, which is these 4 figures here, by Essex. The fast Horde, which is figures here, also by Essex. All of them being individual, none of them, no repeat figures. And then we have just a mess of bowmen / skirmishers. Should be 6 of them that are bowmen, and then and 12 other ones for the skirmishers. So we should have 18 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There we go. This is the whole army. I do have the nightstands for the for use of a knight general, which technically is the Moldavian army. So we'll be doing that afterwards. Okay, so what does that leave us? Well, I'm going to go ahead and black base everything and prime it. So let's go ahead and knock that out. It is almost 8:30. It's probably too late to get started on anything. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to do some yammering and we'll prime these guys black and we'll probably call it a night. But I did want to go ahead and do some of this painting this weekend. So a couple things. I had an issue about 2 weeks ago with my Google account where it ended up not being anything, but it was some password verification, and it wouldn't let me into using my editor. So even though we did play last Monday, I wasn't able to film it because I wouldn't have been able to edit it. So that's all resolved, so we should be smooth sailing. So next time we get together for a game, we should be able to film that. Now, with that being said, we got some interesting vacation time stuff coming up for me, so I'm not going to be as available as I normally am. I know I won't be available this Saturday morning, but we should have a Sunday painting session. And then Monday, should be able to game Monday. But that's it for a little while, because I'll be going on vacation and won't be able to game the following Monday. So hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we'll have a video to do on Monday. We'll see. We would have done last Monday, but that was kind of a surprise with this whole business of not being able to get into my editor. I guess I could have filmed it and just edited it later, but it would have burned a hole in my soul, so I decided not to do that. So there'll be other games. All right, let's prime this this puppy here. Just with the good old Vallejo primer. Now I do have another update. About 2 months ago, I was getting really low on this stuff here. The basing material that I use, which is resin sand by Liquitex, and it's very hard to get a hold of. But I found a place online that allowed me to order 4 of them. But they, you know, what's typical now is some people will show something in inventory and then they really don't have it. So anyways, I placed an order for 4 of these things, and they said they didn't know when they were going to get it, supposedly in about a month. And a couple of months go by, and I'm following up like, you know, do you have any updates? And the lady at the store emailed me and said, well, they contacted Liquitex France, and they said that the product has been discontinued due to trying to find something that's more sustainable, because I guess it has some plastics in it to make the rough stuff in there. So there's no more of that Liquitex supposedly going to be made. So I already took the next step I needed to do, which is to get the Vallejo one. So I've ordered the Vallejo one. It should be in tomorrow, and I will do a review of the 2. Now, I did watch a gentleman who had a basing material review online on YouTube, and they were comparing several of the different grades of Vallejo products for basing, and the Liquitex ones as well. And I'm very happy with the Liquitex resin sand, and it seems like it's the closest equivalent in Vallejo is what they call gray pumice. So I ordered that, and it will be in supposedly tomorrow. So hopefully by the end of the weekend we should do a comparison between those two and what I think of it. I still have some resin sand left, and I'm going to hold on to that like it's, you know, made of gold, because if I need to retrofit or add any stands to any of these armies that I already have with this basing system, I don't want them to look different. Now, the colors I'm going to use to dry brush and so forth will be the same for both, so they will have that similarity. It's just a grit factor. So hopefully it is very close. And if it is, and I'm happy with the Vallejo product, I'm probably going to order a bunch of it, because I don't want to run out of it again and have to do this. But no more resin sand being made by Liquitex, supposedly. That's what the lady said, and you know. Anyhow, it's always something. Happy Friday Eve. Yeah. Hello, Skylab. Haven't seen you in a while. Friday is my least favorite day. I'm worn out from the week and nobody wants to do anything, and it's just a pain in the ass. People forget, but like I like to say that whoever came up with TGIF was some bastard that only worked 410s. But the weekend is nearly upon us. Everybody dreads Mondays, but you've at least had I've at least had a couple days off before Monday shows up. So it's Fridays I dread. I'm worn out. So so we'll do that comparison. I'm not going to compare all the different kinds, obviously, but just I want to see how this resin sand. The gray pumice is what it's called. Is compares to the Vallejo resin sand. So I have been using the Liquitex product successfully since 2009, I think. So I really didn't want to make a change because I didn't want the basing to look very different if I didn't have to. But we'll see how that works out. Seems like a lot of hobby products have been discontinued in the last 10 years, maybe even the last 5 years. I'm using this product now for priming, but I used to use Model Master Acryl, and that's no longer available either because Rust-Oleum bought the Testors company, and what I've been told, they have proceeded to discontinue a lot of the lines because of overlap. So I'll go to the store that I normally would get my acryl at, and they won't have one color, and they won't have black in acryl. They'll have other colors. Actually, they didn't have any at all, and I think it's being discontinued. So, which I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think it primed really well. I thought it gave it a pretty good, say candy finish, but that's not really what I'm looking for. A good prime base, but anyhow, now we're on to this. So I'm not changing products because I like to change products. It's just, things get discontinued or you can't get a hold of things anymore. People always want to change shit around, so. Late tonight is a lunar eclipse. Too bad it's very late tonight. I'll be sleeping through it. That means no moon. Huh. I don't know that I've been through a solar eclipse. I want to say we had one a couple of years ago, but depending on where you are, it may not be total. I've never seen a total. I've never been in a total one, so But a lunar one, you wouldn't even notice if you didn't know it wasn't there, I guess. Yeah, it'd been cool pretty much every night, and it got back to being a little warm tonight. So I think there's a cold front coming in sometime next week, maybe around Tuesday of next week. So looking forward to that. Big fan of colder weather here in Florida for sure. No bugs and so forth, but. This guy's got a bucket of some sort. So hopefully that product works okay. If not, then we'll just have to figure something else out. Well, I'm not completely out of the resin sand. I probably have about half of a bottle of one, but I don't want to cut myself where I don't have any left, because if I need to add a stand or something like that, I want them to look consistent. Opposite here. We were warm, and now we're dipping into freezing weather before dawn. Wow. I remember the one time that I went to Utah, I went to Park City. I'm going to say it was 5 years ago. 6 years ago, something like that. I had a great time. But the day we left here, it was in March. We did it for spring break because you kind of have to work it around the daughter's schedule for school and stuff. And it was colder here than it was in Salt Lake City. And that's really disappointing because, I like cold weather. I don't want to shovel any of that white stuff, but I like cold weather. And it was a year that they had a pretty cold winter, so there was still snow on the ground and stuff like that. But we were up there, I think, about a week. And maybe it was only 5 days, something like that. And yeah, by the end of the week, it was definitely, the snow was holding on for dear life for sure, so. Oh, you had a great time? Went snowmobiling for the first time. I'm surprised thousands of people don't kill themselves on those things every year. They're just downright dangerous. So, even, doing stuff where you're behaving yourself, it's just, they're precarious, but we had a good time. The mountains here have snow all the time now, but still not ready for a big ski resort weekend. Yeah, you have all those people that come in from out of town and just flood your place, I'm sure. Yeah, that mountains and snow, that's like another planet for us. That is just so alien and different than what we're used to. It's very exotic. So, how many years ago was that? 4. I want to say it was 4. Something like that. 3 or 4. I think it was 4. Didn't do any skiing. I've passed my prime. I've got no business doing that. But the tubing was fun. The snowmobiling was fun. Went snowmobiling to the northeast of Park City, and we had a hell of a time. We went up into a basin, almost at the crest of the mountain, but just in a big bowl they have up there. I want to say it's called Windy Ridge. Anyhow, I marked it on my Google map as one of my. You could go on there and put a little heart to places you've been to. I had a good time there. You missed a few painting sessions, so now it's Wallachians book 465. You got it. That's them. Dracula's army. That's right. Dracula and friends. So these guys are an enemy of my Hungarians. They're an enemy of my Ottoman Turks. They can use the Hungarians as allies. They can... What else? They are Wimp War capable. They're Saloy silliness capable. They have all kinds of stuff going for them. So... They have all kinds of stuff going for them. Tony TV, hooray, there you go. It's Late Night Joe. You always seem to catch me when it's in the evenings, but the mornings I'm off by the time you wake up. Yeah, I got the whole video editor thing resolved. It's the whole Google thing is a pain in the ass because if you have a problem, there's no one to ask. You can't email, people don't respond. It's just really like what a pain in the ass. So it had shut down all my subscriptions and I couldn't move any further because apparently it needed to authenticate that it was me. I don't know what had happened, but it was something where it basically did not get fixed until I sent them a copy of my driver's license. And that did it. But it's not as easy as, you go in there and there's a problem. Oh, you need to send it. You need to verify who you are. It's all hidden underneath subdirectories, and eventually I just, I've been having issues with it for, well, with the ad thing. I've been having problems with it for over a year, but just in the last 2 weeks, I had a problem with the editor. It just wouldn't let me back in there, which basically meant one of two things. I could film something, and then I couldn't get it off my phone. I could use the free version of the program that I use, but then it would have been, it's maxed out at 720p, and I really don't want to do game videos at 720p. That's, that's old news. We don't want to do that, so, uh-oh. This thing get cloggy. There we go. Let's just move that to the side. So like I said, I am not a technology guy. I'm not anti-technology, just, they make things more complicated than they should. So maybe they just got dumb. They got tired of dumb questions. I don't know. Army list looks like these guys in archery, but in a skirmishing way. That's correct. They have 2 units of formed archers. They can be solid bow or fast bow. I'm going to build the fast bow option. I don't feel like building them both. That's just 8 extra figures I don't need to paint. I'd rather paint them in a different army. And yeah, the solid archers would just slow these guys down. They need to be, run up and do stuff. So yeah, lots of skirmishers. It's like I got a bug bite or something. Itchy, itchy. And of course, we've got Dracula's castle too. You guys remember the unboxing that I did on that? This is it. It's hollow, but it's white metal, pewter, something like that. So we're going to put this on the base. This is going to be their BUA. Let's turn that notification off. Okay. So Historicon just happened. I don't know what the turnout was out there, but won't ever be able to attend if they hold it in November. November is nope, can't do that in that month for me. I mean, even December would, any month would be better than November. Any month. We're always taking an anniversary trip, and that's the month that it falls in. So won't be going to game conventions in November. Whew. One of many Bowmen. All right. Bunch of these guys here. Well, I got out of the habit of drinking coffee due to the stomach acid issue that I had a couple of weeks ago. That's all resolved, but I don't care for the taste of coffee anymore. I'm trying to finish this one off that I have, but man, I don't really care for the taste of it anymore. I just want it to give me some waking up power, but yeah, I don't really miss it. In December, 2-pack with family events for me to consider big events like a convention. Yep. Yeah, honestly, July where it was is a good place, is a good time. But we'll see how things are next July. They still continue with restrictions and stuff. I'm not going to convention until that stuff gets lifted. I'm fine waiting. You know, we're gaming every week anyway, so no big deal. So we can video next time. Yeah, unless they eliminate my thing again. Yeah, Joe did really well. He carried the day. So I think the secret is don't film the video when Joe's playing, and make sure Joe's using an army that he buys, not one that he's painted himself. But yeah, Joe went undefeated. Did a Comic-Con convention in September, but had to wear a mask the whole time. Never again. Yeah, I don't need to go to a convention that bad. I'm not going to show my ass, but, you know, nobody's forcing me to do that, you know. I don't need a game that badly. I'll wait. Hey, what's the worst thing that can happen? We never get to go to another convention? That's fine. You can watch us play on the YouTube. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So... yeah, I won't be gaming with a mask on. I don't need to go to a show that badly. A hard enough time understanding people without masks. So, yeah, if other people want to go to them, that's their prerogative. So. Michael Carlin, there you are. Looking forward to seeing these on the table. Wallachians, yeah, they're a ways off though. Like Moldavians wore white clothes, except Dracula and the Boyar guys. They dress colorfully like Turks. And the chateau will be done. Oh, chateau mouth. You better chateau mouth. Yeah, when they're done, we'll do the enemies of the chateau. I think my Tang Chinese fight them, don't they? To pull that army out of hiding. It's not 3.0 compatible, so I'm going to have to replace some of the units on there, but... chateau mouth. Guys with these clothing that looks almost bear-like. Wolf skins. Late Tang, not the early Tang. Oh, they fight the late Tang, not the early Tang? Okay. Maybe I'll just use somebody else. They'll probably do terrible because you painted them yourself. Hey, it happens to me too. Damn Hungarians. The terrible record the Hungarians have. Getting there. Looks like one of the Wallachian enemies is the Golden Horde. Gotta admit, I don't know much about them. Golden Horde are basically they're one of the kingdoms that, when the Mongol Empire fractured, ended up being one of them. It's the ones that guys that were in Russia, basically. Sometimes referred to as Tatars. Yeah, that's how they are. They're Mongolian-ish folks. So Mongoloid-looking army. See, what else is exciting? Nothing. This army should paint fairly well. It's got a lot of figures that are only two folks on a stand. That saves time, definitely. No doubt about that. Somebody had asked me if I was planning on building the fast bows and the solid bows for this army. I won't be building the solid ones because, well, I don't want to paint an extra 8 guys just because. And I think that the fast bow are going to fit the complement of, are going to complement this army better than the solid, because just movement, you know, being able to move 3 is a lot better than just moving 1 at a time. So yes, painting on Sunday morning, no on Saturday. I gotta leave town pretty early on Saturday. This is the first of the last 6. Yeah, I'll be ready to stop after this. I'm fading. And hell, it's not even 9 o'clock. No, these guys will be done when they get done. There's no sense of urgency. Not like they have to be done by this day, and that's the day they have to be done. None of that. Your base camp could include pikes with Turk heads on the poles. They do. I have that. I ordered it. I did an unboxing on them too. Where are they? That's exactly what they're going to have. These are 3D printed. And there's about 20 of them. And there's a variety of poses in here. They cast really, really well. Oh, really? Of all the places, that's where you're going to land. Well, luckily it's primer. No, we're not ready to prime those guys yet. But anyhow, I've got several of these. That's what the camp is going to be, just a bunch of guys that have just been impaled. The Forest of the Impaled. I just don't know how durable that stuff is. Let's suffice to say it's less durable than white metal. So. Last two. Last one. All right. Got those guys primed. What are you on? 45 minutes, something like that? 43 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, folks. I wanted to go ahead and get this done. And, yeah, we'll pick up where we left off next time. All right. Happy painting, folks. Bye-bye.